Unit 4, page 43. Listening. Sentence completion.
You'll hear part of a radio program about a young man who has become a celebrity because of his job. For questions 1 to 10, complete the sentences.
In this week's edition of Celebrity Watch, we're looking at the career of someone who has become a household name at a remarkably young age. With his series of cookery programs called The Naked Chef, he's made his name as one of the people responsible for the growing popularity of food programs on British television. And he's not content with changing the face of cookery in Britain. His programs are now being shown all over the world. Yes, we're talking about a young man called Jamie Oliver. So, who is he and where did he come from? In fact, cooking's in Jamie's blood. He grew up in a restaurant in the countryside, which was owned and run by his parents. Jamie didn't like school much, but he showed an early interest in cooking. He was working with the staff of the restaurant, peeling potatoes, shelling peas and so on by the time he was 8. And at the age of 11, he cooked his first full meal, roast chicken. His parents said it was delicious, and Jamie knew this was what he wanted to do. So, at the age of 16, he left school and went to London to train as a chef. Here he got to know a girl of his own age called Jules, who was a model, and they started going out together. In spite of their youth, this was the beginning of a lasting relationship. They eventually married. He then went on to work at the River Cafe, one of London's top restaurants. Then he had a stroke of luck. While he was working in the River Cafe, a TV crew came to make a TV programme about the restaurant. Jamie only appeared on it for a minute or two, but he was obviously impressive because the morning after it was shown, Jamie had phone calls from 5 top producers asking him if he'd be interested in making a television series of his own. And that was when his career really took off. Jamie appeared in his own series on TV, cooking recipes that were simple and depended for their success on high-quality ingredients rather than complicated techniques. The series was an overnight success and attracted the kind of young, trendy audience that wouldn't normally watch food programs. People especially liked Jamie's food because it was inspired by Italian cooking and seemed to reflect a modern, casual lifestyle. Jamie was filmed zipping about London on a scooter and hosting parties for his friends, all to a rock and roll soundtrack. Then, following his TV series, Jamie had another great success. He wrote a cookery book which went straight to the top of the bestseller lists and remained there at number 1 for more than 12 weeks. In 2000, Jamie married his girlfriend Jules, back in the country village where his parents still live. He was awake at 5 a.m. on the day of his wedding, cooking the food for the guests himself with his father and a bunch of his friends. Although he and Jules live in London, Jamie is still close to his parents, and he has now followed family tradition by opening his own restaurant. This is a very special project for him. He took on a group of teenagers to staff it. They were all unemployed, and none of them had any experience in the restaurant business. Jamie taught them how to produce food which has had praise from even the most severe food critics. But life isn't all work. He still finds time to play in a band called Scarlet Division, made up of Jamie and his high school friends. According to Jamie, who's on the drums, they sound like a mixture of Catatonia and Texas with a harder edge. And although he's now a family man with 2 small children, he still travels around London on his scooter.
Now listen to the recording again.